Hi Hoovians, Harry here, and boom, Steven Moffat is back. That is right, Boom recently released the third episode of the new series of Doctor Who, and yes, it marked the return of Steven Moffat. And this video is going to go over just my review of the episode Boom. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe, also leave a like and comment down below, and let's get in to the video. So, of course, spoiler warning if you haven't watched Boom yet. So if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it and then come back to this video because I'm going to be talking about it. But yes, this episode marked the return of Steven Moffat, and he hasn't been writing Doctor Who since 2017, which, that's 7 years ago. And to be honest, I never thought we'd see him write Doctor Who again, but he is back, and this episode was great. So the main plot basically revolves around the Doctor standing on a landmine and trying to not explode. And yeah, that's the plot. It's very just it's a bit character-centric, not as much as like Amy's Choice or something like that, but it's obviously, I know it's standing on a landmine, but it's a lot more smaller scale than some others, like last episode, The Devil's Cord. It's a bit smaller scale, but it was just amazing to see. So the Doctor and Ruby land on this new alien planet, and despite in the last episode it seeming like Ruby has been travelling with the Doctor for 6 months, this is the first alien planet she is on, which just feels weird. I did explain in my Devil's Cord review that I thought it was a bit weird that Ruby had been travelling with the Doctor for 6 months, in between Space Babies, which was directly following on from the Church on Ruby Road, and in between that and the Devil's Cord. And she's only just reached her first alien planet now. It would make sense if it was like a month, but not 6 months. But anyway, they land on this new planet that is war-torn, and the Doctor hears someone scream, and he runs towards the screaming, but he accidentally steps on a landmine. However, he manages to center himself, so because the landmine acts on a trigger, so whenever the weight gets lifted off, it explodes. However, the Doctor manages to basically not take any weight off as he was pressing down, so the landmine doesn't explode. And the whole episode revolves around him trying to not set the landmine off. So throughout this episode, the Doctor and Ruby are first trying to just center make the Doctor as comfortable as he can be on the landmine, because it also reacts to his heart rate that will set it off, and the Valengard defense systems are really looking to make the maximum number of casualties for the military church group of this episode, so that they will keep buying Valengard, and then Valengard will keep killing them, but just enough so that they keep buying the Valengard defences, the Valengard ambulances, all the stuff they need for war, because it is a very tricky system, which the Doctor explains in this episode. And the Valengard defence system is seen as evil pretty much straight away when it kills John Francis Vater, because he got injured in this war and he got partially sighted, and even though his eyesight would return, the Valengard system deemed an unacceptable amount of time for his eyes to heal, so he got killed. But I want to talk about the Valengard defense system because the face of the Valengard system is Susan Twist. That is right, she has appeared in every episode in season 1 of Doctor Who, and she also appeared in one of the 60th anniversary specials, Wild Blue Yonder, actually the episode where the Mavity joke was invented. So obviously she is, in this episode, she is extremely evil. However, it is unsure whether this Vanguard system has always had Susan Twist's face, or whether it's just pick this one for this battle. However, she is the AI of the Vanguard security system and all the stuff that the Anglo Marines are buying. So she is really evil because they are basically killing enough people so that they can get their money. You know, keeps them dying, keeps them buying, as the Doctor says. And John Francis Vater, as I said, is one of the first people we see in this episode. He's the one killed at the start of this episode. However, his AI comes back and it has a big role in this episode, as basically John Francis Vater helps the Doctor basically take down Vanguard and deactivate the landmine. And of course, so that is probably the biggest character in this episode in relation to the Anglo Marines. However, there is a couple more that I would like to mention. And the biggest one is Vara Seifu. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. But that is the new companion. That is the new companion. Already in episode 3. And they said that there would be a big tie-in to season 2. So I'm guessing that is the new companion. That is the big tie-in to into series 15, season 2. But episode 3 is very quick, and I didn't expect to see her. Of course, it's great that she's there, but the reason why, we didn't expect to see her was because originally she was just hired for one episode, boom, and then, I don't know, she obviously impressed Russell T Davies, much like Lenny Rush did in Space Babies, so maybe he thought, well, she's really impressive, let's get her back. But we don't know whether she will be playing the same character that she plays in this episode that she'll be the companion of, which means that she will not, for once, since 2005, she will not be a present-day companion. However, I am not going to hold my breath because it is likely that she might be from the present day because they might just change it for her to be a different character. However, I hope she's not. She is pretty good in this episode. She is a bit, no offense, but she is a bit dumb in this episode. She shoots the Doctor when he's standing on a landmine, even though he's trying to explain to her that he will explode half the entire planet. He will take half the planet with him if he explodes. And also, she doesn't believe him when he says that the Vanguard system is trying to kill them because they are not fighting anyone. They announce their presence and they are not fighting anyone. And she doesn't believe him. Her friend shoots... Actually, I'm not going to mention that just yet. I will come back to that. But it takes her a bit of time to work out what's happening, and it is a bit after you, at least to me, I'm maybe because I was reading into this episode, but I could have worked out that they weren't fighting anyone, and I could have worked out that why would you shoot someone standing on a landmine. But let's go through these points one by one. So first of all, the Doctor is standing on a landmine, and he says to Vara Seifu's character that he would take half the planet with him, and after she does eventually scan him, she confirms this, and just a great little Doctor Who speech. It's not Steven Moffat's best speech that he's ever wrote for Doctor Who, but it is still good. Just the Doctor's delivery, she's delivery, I'm
a much bigger bang than you bargained for. I will shatter this silly little battlefield of yours into dust. All of it. In a heartbeat, into dust.
That's not possible.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Everywhere is a beach eventually.
It's just amazing. And also it ties into the thing about belief as well. He's believe in this because anything can happen. And of course, because they're Anglo Marines, they're really into religion, so they have faith in God. So if you just believe in something that even you don't think is possible, it's a bit like God and faith as well, because how can you prove that God is real? You can't. and a lot like the stuff in the show, a lot of things, especially now with the more supernatural things like the Toymaker and Maestro, a lot of supernatural things are happening that wouldn't have been thought to be possible. So continuing on, the other thing I wanted to mention is the fact that the Anglo-Marines are not fighting anyone. So in this battlefield, the Castarians, which is the planet they're on, and the race that they are supposed to be fighting, they have never seen them. A lot of Anglo-Marines we meet in this episode before it is revealed that there are no Castarians. Basically, they said that they have never seen them before, but they are hiding in the fog and in the mud. And rightly, the Doctor thinks this is ridiculous. But again, it ties into the themes of faith, because they believe in something which they cannot see, they don't know for sure is real, and it's a bit like the villains they're fighting. They think there are villains out there, enemies, but they can't see them, they don't know whether they're actually there. And in this case, the Castarians are not there. And it's just amazing reveal. I did kind of, because the Doctor seems to explain it, like, he seems to be giving whoever he's talking to the option to be like, oh, I know now, it's this, or like the bogeyman is made of bogies, the Maestro is all about music, the Castarians aren't real. So I kind of have got that every time just before it's become confirmed. So, because it's just the Doctor is given so much time for it to be revealed. But I do like the reveal that they are not fighting anyone, and how their faith has kind of blinded them. However, the main thing I want to talk about is, of course, the shock of this episode, which is that another Anglo-Marine shoots Ruby. That is right, Ruby gets shot and she almost dies. And you think, like I literally had my head in my hands. I couldn't believe there was like a death of Ruby. Of course, it's a fake out death, but it was just so shocking. I could not believe it. Of course, eventually she does get revived, and that is thanks to John Francis Vater. And also, the Doctor, even though John Francis Vater is an AI created by Valengard, they did too much good work with him. Valengard are so manipulative that they actually outplayed themselves in this episode. Because John Francis Vater is fitted with keys from his life that were unique to him. And of course, his daughter turned up with him in this episode because her mum had already died. So John Francis Vater was his daughter's only carer. And the Doctor reasons with the AI, dad to dad, again, of course, referencing that he has children and grandchildren, like he has Susan, which was actually mentioned in The Devil's Cord, and also this could be a reference to Jenny, who was his clone daughter from the episode The Doctor's Daughter, but it's just great to hear the Doctor's family mentioned. So the Doctor manages to convince the AI to basically shut down the Valengard system and disable the landmine. And it seems to be going well at first. However, then the Susan Twist Valengard AI system shows up and says that you tried to breach the defense systems and now you are going to die. And the landmine is about to set off. It counts down from 5, and it's about to go off. The half the planet is going to explode. And then, Antelope, kiss kiss. That's right. John Francis Vater's AI saves the day at the last minute. And that is incredible. Steven Moffat did a great thing of putting the Doctor on the back foot, that he was almost going to die. However, he was saved at the last moment by someone else, by an AI, but not the AI by a father. That is what is more important, because the fact that he was a father was the only reason the AI listened to the Doctor. And then, of course, the Doctor manages to bring Ruby back to life, like defibrillate her, and then it's just amazing. Ruby has been brought back to life, and it was amazing. We did know, of course, that she would be alive because we've seen her in like stuff for the trailer that we haven't seen her in shots for yet, and also there was snow falling just before like when she was dying, and the Doctor said, "Where there's snow, there's hope," which is like what he said in his 12th incarnation. When there's tears, there's hope. So there was we knew Ruby would survive. And then, with the Valengard system shut down and the Anglo Marines knowing that there is no one to fight in this war, everyone is saved. And the Doctor and Ruby watch the sunset as Monday, which is the Gerby, which is the soon-to-be new companion, her character, and John Francis Vater and his daughter watch the dawn of a new day on Castarian 3. The Doctor and Ruby watch this, and they just have a little heartfelt moment. Just a hug, because Ruby almost thought she lost the Doctor almost thought he lost Ruby. There was so much tension in this episode. I feel like I have just babbled through this video, but that is because it is so good. Steven Moffat pulled a blinder out. There are references so much to his past time as well. Like, he mentions to the kid that when he comes back to check on her, give him fish fingers and custard as a meal, which is, of course, the 11th Doctor's favourite food. There is just so much going on. It's so fun. It balances tension so well. You think the Doctor is going to die at multiple points. You think Ruby is dead. You think that the whole planet is going to explode. And it's just amazing. He did so much good character as well. Like Monday is so important. Like, you want her story to succeed. The child, the AI, the other Anglo-Marine. You just want them to do well. You don't want them to die. Like, it's just Moffat. It's Moffat's best writing, and it's just Moffat under Russell T Davies is so good because he pulls out blinders like Blink and Girl in the Fireplace and the Doctor, the Empty Child, the Doctor Dances, and boom is another classic. It could be, and it was just amazing. And for this episode, I am going to give Boom a 9.5 out of 10. I don't want to spend my 10 out of 10 early, because I think next episode, 73 Yards and The Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death could be 10 out of 10s, and maybe better than Boom. So I am so excited. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think of Boom down in the comments below. And, I'm just so excited for 73 Yards. I'm just going to say I will be a bit late with that one. Like, it will be late in the week by the time I get that one out, because I am going through a grading in Taekwondo, which will be a lot. So bear with me for that one. And also, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like. Also subscribe. And I will see you in 73 yards.